So I got a quick story for y'all. Y'all know sometimes I like to talk about the things that I see and go through in life because it's real talk, all right? So I went to a friend's baby shower, and it turned out to be nice. It wasn't the actual baby shower that was a problem. It was something that happened in the beginning. So I walk in there, and of course I'm a little late because I'm on my CP time, and I see some of my friends at a table. So I walk there to see if there's an available seat for me, right? Yeah, sit right here. So I sit down, and I'm saying what's up to all my friends. But then there's one of my friends, and she brought her boyfriend. So as soon as I'm about to say what's up to her, her boyfriend wraps his arm around her, like locked her in quickly. So I see that, and I told her, hey, what's up, C? How you doing? And I just looked at him like, and I sat in my seat. And it had me thinking, your internet brother Sealz, I be thinking on a lot of things. But that moment had me thinking what insecure men look like. Because I don't want his girlfriend. She's my friend. She was my friend before y'all were together. But he acted in an insecure way, and it made me feel weird. It was just a weird situation. So once again, I was thinking like, wow, I gotta make a video on this. So what I'm gonna talk about today is what emotionally secure men look like. What do they look like? And I'm gonna give you 6 clear signs. So y'all, men and women, can see this from a mile away, just like how I did, and avoid the situation and move accordingly, because we do not have time for drama. So the first clear sign of an emotionally secure man is that an emotionally secure man will never be jealous of your shine. Shine as in your achievements, your growth, your accomplishments. A secure man will never be jealous in that, especially when he's supposed to be your boyfriend or your husband or your man. That makes absolutely no sense, but this is the reality in a lot of relationships, and I see it a lot, more than I want to. A man who is secure in himself, emotionally intelligent, as many will say, is an uplifter, an inspirer, a motivator. A man who is secure wants other people to be secure, especially his woman. So if you are having a good day, you just reached a milestone, you are shining for whatever reason, an emotionally secure man will not downplay that. He will not try to make it seem like it is nothing. He will not be jealous of it. He will not envy it. He wants you to bask in that. He wants you to celebrate that. In fact, he's going to celebrate with you. And the reason why that is because insecure men are not secure in themselves to have their own accomplishments. So they don't want to see other people, especially their significant other, to have something that they don't have, which is shine. So that is the first clear sign that a man is either insecure or secure. All right. The second clear sign of an emotionally secure man is he's not easily distracted. This is a big one. He's not distracted by nonsense. He's not distracted by gossip. He is not distracted by toxicity. He is not distracted by hate. He is not distracted by lust. He is not distracted by the things that don't matter. A man who is about something has goals, missions. He has things he needs to reach for whatever reason, whether it's personal or external. A man who is about something has a plan. Therefore, he knows he cannot waste time. He cannot be easily distracted by things that can take him off that path. He will not entertain stupidness because he knows all these things, the distractions, will deter him from his goals, which is a bad thing. A man who is secure in himself, especially emotionally secure in himself, knows that he has to have security in his plan. And in order to have security in this thing that he's planned out, that he's working so hard for, he knows he cannot be distracted by mess. Most men who are easily distracted by the things I listed in earlier in this point, a lot of them are insecure and they seek distractions. They are easily entertained by distractions that can fill the voids in their lives. Another interesting sign, or should I say clear sign of an emotionally secure man, is that he knows and understands that is bigger than him. Now this one, I can make a whole nother video on this alone. A secure man knows that it is bigger than him. One of the worst things I hate to come across are people who thinks it's all about them. When you have a conversation with this type of person, all they talk about is them. They are the ruler and the king of the universe. And as soon as you talk about yourself or anything else besides them, they turn off, they change the subject, or they leave because it is not about them. People like that are secretly insecure. I am so secure in myself that I don't need to talk about myself. In fact, I like helping others. I like talking about others. I like bigging up others. And if y'all been watching my videos, y'all know I'm like this because I am so secure in the things that God has provided me in my life that I want to provide for others and I want to help others. I'm good and I'm secure in that. But I also know that it's bigger than me. I am a speck of dust in the grand aspect of things. I am a tool. I am human. I am not perfect. I will not be here forever. I plan on leaving a legacy. And I know that is bigger than me because it's going to go to places that I will never go. When I am no longer on this earth, my legacy, the way I live life, the impact that I've had on people will live on beyond me. It will reach people that I will never speak to or see. It is bigger than me, and I am secure in that. I have no issue with that. That is a trait of a secure person, a secure man. He knows this thing called life is bigger than just himself, and he lives life like that. He knows that impact is bigger than him. He knows the way he makes people feel based on the things he do for people is bigger than him. We do things for others. That means his outreach is us. Now let me go to the next clear sign that a man is emotionally secure, and that is he responds, not reacts. There's a difference between responding and reacting. In a lot of cases, when people react, they don't think. They react off of emotion. They react off of immediate feeling. They react off of anger. But emotionally secure men pause before reacting. They think before they do something. They ponder on the consequences of their actions and their possible actions, because reactions have consequences, and sometimes they are immediate and deadly and dangerous. But when you respond, when a man responds, that is the result of a thought out process. Because we know life is crazy. It is unpredictable. It is uncontrollable. Things just be happening. Whether these situations are tense, disagreements, verbal and physical altercations, an emotionally secure man will process instead of exploding. Self-regulation is this man's superpower. And I know this personally because I was once that dude that reacted or preferred to react over just responding. I had an anger problem when I was younger. And with anger comes reacting and reactions, immediate reactions. And 99% of those reactions turn out to be bad for me or someone else, just bad in general. That is not how I wanted to live life, so I changed my life over to responding, thinking on my actions, thinking on my consequences. Because once again, I don't have time for drama, and I understand that now. I am emotionally mature and secure in that now. Now, this one is another interesting, clear sign that a man is emotionally secure, and that is when he gives compliments without agenda. Now, I'm gonna tell another quick story. I remember one time, I forgot where I was at. I opened the door for a woman. I was going to Starbucks, some establishment, and I saw her coming behind me, and I opened the door for her to let her go in first. Ladies first, of course. I was raised right. And she said thank you, and she walked by. But for those who don't know, I just love sneakers. I have so many sneakers. If I was to show y'all a video of how many sneakers I got, y'all would probably judge me, so I won't. She had these nice pair of sneakers, custom sneakers, and I said, wow, those are fire. Like, those kicks, you killing the game with those. Very nice. And she said, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, I love sneakers and all that. And I was like, you're welcome. And I just walked away, to get my order or whatever I was doing there. And she stood there. And as I kept walking, she said, oh, that's it? And I turned around. I was like, huh? What do you mean that's it? I thought you was trying to holler at me. I thought you liked me. I was like, nah, I really appreciate your sneakers. Like, I'm a sneakerhead too. So I just want to let you know, like, yo, those are dope. And she was like, oh, okay. It was like she thought that I was creating this conversation to spit game at her, to like get at her. And I wasn't, but she's probably used to that. She's probably had so many experiences where a man was create a random conversation to get with her. But for me, I was just giving compliment without an agenda. That is a clear sign of an emotionally secure man. If we generally like something that you have or have on or wearing, we're going to tell you and have no problem with it or no agenda. But then there's another type of insecure man who will not tell you something that you have on is dope, even though they think it's dope or nice, because they are so insecure in themselves and they don't have something that you have, and it makes them mad. Such a complex trait. And another humongous sign that a man is emotionally secure is that he practices patience in conversation. He listens without interrupting. He doesn't try to get the last word with you. He doesn't raise his voice to prove a point. He doesn't validate what he has to say with defensiveness. And in him being emotionally secure, he knows that he doesn't have to be aggressive or use physical domination to prove his point. It's calm, clear, concise, and he's grounded. He is patient in his conversation. When you come across a man who does these things, has to have the last word, raises his voice, try to use physical domination to intimidate you, to prove his point, those are insecure men. Simple, but also emotionally insecure. Maturity is patience. Love is patience. Understanding is patience. Care is patience. And as I state all the time, communication is such an important part of being a human being. Communication takes patience, but it takes maturity and security in thyself to have patience in communication, especially when things are getting rocky. And do not get me wrong, patience can be difficult, tough, hard, because it takes sacrifice, because you want to respond, so you want to react so badly. It takes a certain intelligence and understanding and patience to make a success of this conversation that you're having, because you know this is all for the better. Emotionally secure men understand that. All right. Thank you for being here with your internet brother, internet friend, internet cousin, Sealz the man. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you on my next video as always. Peace and blessings. Bye.